Today is day 204 of the podcast, and we really need to learn the dynamic nature of God's living word and faith and how they operate together. You know, God clothed his Son in flesh. The living word was God in flesh appearing, and he wants to be that same living word in flesh, my flesh appearing, your flesh appearing today. It is still the same pattern that he would have sons who allow the living word to put on flesh and to walk and dwell among us today. Let me read 1 John 1:1-3. What was from the beginning, what we have heard, what we have seen with our eyes, what we beheld and our hands handled concerning the word of life. And the life was manifested, and we have seen and bear witness and proclaim to you the eternal life which was with the Father and was manifested to us. What we have seen and heard, we proclaim to you also, that you also may have fellowship with us. And indeed, our fellowship was with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. That's really what the definition of fellowship is. I think we've talked about that a little bit before. Walking in the Spirit is to walk in this dynamic fellowship with the Word and the Spirit together. And then we have something very alive, and the potential of faith is there. Exposing ourselves to the Word is not just so we have a creed to memorize, not just so we are indoctrinated with a certain set of principles in our mind and in our thinking. It's not just some doctrine that we claim together that makes us Christian. We have been given access to the same Word that created the worlds out of nothing, that he prepares what is seen out of the unseen. And he still does that today. And if we keep praying and not believing until we see fruit, we have missed what faith is. We have the final outcome all in the seed that is sown into our hearts and we receive by faith. So today's question: how do you discern the difference between words that are taught by the Spirit, that are born of the Spirit, words that God would have you conceive in your heart and believe? How do you tell the difference between those words and words that are just a knowledge, a knowing about, rather than a knowing and having it being intimate from the Lord? So, how do you tell the difference between words taught by the Spirit and those that are just knowledge to add to your thinking?